You, cleaning guy, stop. The man with the trash bag froze. Give us a stock tip. Come on, you're around money every day. You people always hear things. Laughter erupted from the crowd. 50 investors in tailored suits. Phones are already recording. I'll make it fun. I'll put real money on whatever you say. $100. That's what? 2 days' pay for you? The janitor's voice came quiet. Sir, I should just what? Just stay in your place? The billionaire grinned. No. I'm giving you a chance here. Prove you're more than just what you look like you are. The janitor's face burned. His hands gripped the trash bag tighter. He said nothing. What this janitor said next destroyed a $3 billion fortune in 8 hours. Have you ever been treated like you were nothing? Stay with this. His name was Jerome Williams, 52 years old. 15 years cleaning floors at Whitmore Capital Partners. The building stood on the 47th floor of a financial district tower. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked Manhattan's glittering skyline. Inside, Bloomberg terminals hummed for 24 hours. Ticker symbols scrolled across dozens of screens. The air smelled like leather chairs and expensive cologne. Jerome's cartwheels squeaked on marble floors. That sound marked his presence, the only working-class noise in a temple of wealth. His shift ran 8 at night until 4 in the morning, 5 nights a week. He emptied trash bins, cleaned executive bathrooms, vacuumed trading floors after everyone left, wiped down conference tables where men decided the fate of billions. Every night, the same routine. Clock in, change into his uniform, load the cart with supplies. Start on the 47th floor and work down. The job paid $32,000 a year. Enough to survive. Barely. Jerome lived in the Bronx, a 2-bedroom apartment he shared with his older sister Denise and her 2 kids. Denise worked double shifts as a nurse at Bronx Lebanon Hospital. Her ex-husband sent no money, so Jerome helped. Rent, groceries, utilities, whatever was needed. The commute took 90 minutes each way, the 6 train from Hunts Point to 51st Street, then walk 4 blocks. Jerome read during the ride. The Wall Street Journal, Barron's, the Financial Times when he could afford it. People on the train never looked twice at him. Just another black man in a work uniform. Invisible. At home, he helped Denise's youngest daughter, Amara, with homework before leaving for work. 8 years old, bright kid, loved math. She had severe asthma. The medication cost $600 a month, even with insurance. Last month, Jerome worked overtime to cover it. This month, the company cut overtime pay. He was $800 short. Amara's inhaler would run out in 5 days. Denise told him not to worry. She would figure it out. But Jerome saw the stress in her face. The late bills stacked on the kitchen counter. The food stamps are running low before month's end. He never told Denise the full story. She knew he used to work in finance. She knew something went wrong, but she did not know the details. She did not know what he had been. 28 years ago, Jerome graduated from Howard University with an MBA. Top 5% of his class. Brilliant mind for numbers. Pattern recognition like few others possessed. At 26, Goldman Sachs hired him. Equities division. He analyzed stocks, bonds, and derivatives. Found opportunities other analysts missed. By 30, they promoted him to senior analyst. He managed accounts for pension funds, union workers, teachers, firefighters, regular people's retirement money. $2.3 billion under his oversight. Then he saw something. The year was 2006. Jerome noticed his team packaging mortgage-backed securities, subprime loans bundled together and sold as safe investments. But when he looked closer, the math did not work. Default rates were climbing. Housing prices could not keep rising forever. He ran the numbers, again and again. Every model showed the same result. Collapse. Systemic failure. A crash that would devastate the entire economy. In January 2007, Jerome wrote a 40-page internal memo. He detailed the risks, showed the data, predicted the housing market would implode within 18 months, warned that Goldman's exposure could trigger catastrophic losses. His supervisor buried it, called him alarmist, told him to stop making waves. Jerome pushed harder, sent the memo to senior management, requested a meeting with risk assessment. They ignored him. Then the whispers started. Not a team player. Difficult. Doesn't understand how things work. In March 2008, everything Jerome predicted came true. Bear Stearns collapsed. Lehman Brothers followed. The global financial system nearly died. Millions of Americans lost their homes, their savings, their futures. Goldman Sachs survived. Barely. Government bailout money kept them alive. And Jerome? They forced him out. Quietly. No severance. Just an NDA and a veiled threat. If he talked publicly, they would destroy him. The industry blacklisted him. He applied to every major firm, every boutique hedge fund. Nobody would hire him. The coded language appeared in every rejection. Not the right fit. Overqualified. We're going in a different direction. Word traveled fast on Wall Street. Whistleblower. Troublemaker. Radioactive. His savings lasted 18 months. His wife left during month 14. Took their daughter Kiara to California. Filed for divorce. Said she married a winner, not a martyr. Jerome did not fight for custody. He had nothing to offer. No job. No money. No future. At 37, he moved into Denise's apartment. She gave him the couch, told him to stay as long as he needed. No judgment, just family. He needed health insurance. His blood pressure medication cost $200 a month without coverage. So he took the first job that offered benefits. Night janitor at a financial services building. The irony was not lost on him. Cleaning up after the same people who destroyed his career. But Jerome discovered something. From the bottom, he could see everything. Documents in trash bins, printed emails, confidential memos, deal sheets, risk assessments. People threw away information worth millions. He started reading everything he found, memorizing company names, transaction details, merger discussions, executive concerns. At home, he kept a notebook. 15 years of observed patterns, market movements, insider activity. He tracked it all. Jerome made predictions to himself, wrote them down with dates. Over 15 years, his accuracy rate was 73%. Better than most professional analysts. Nobody knew. Not Denise, not his co-workers, nobody. This was his secret, his sanctuary. The part of himself he refused to let die. Every morning, he read the journal on the train, checked his predictions, refined his understanding. The mind that once managed billions still worked, still analyzed, still saw what others missed. But tonight was different. Whitmore Capital was hosting their Titan Investor Summit. 50 ultra-wealthy individuals paying $10,000 each to hear Devin Whitmore pitch his new AI trading algorithm. Elite Edge. Promised 40% annual returns. Revolutionary technology. The future of investing. Jerome's shift overlapped with their cocktail hour. Usually, events happened before he arrived, but tonight they started late. Exclusive. Elite. The kind of gathering where champagne cost more per bottle than Jerome made in a week. He would have to clean around them. Empty trash while they networked. Be invisible while they discussed billions. Jerome was used to being invisible. 15 years of practice. But tonight, Devin Whitmore would make a mistake. He would see Jerome, really see him, and decide to have some fun. What Devin did not know was simple. The man he was about to humiliate understood markets better than anyone in that room. And in 8 hours, the whole world would know it too. Devin Whitmore arrived at 7:30, late on purpose. Let them wait. Let them know who mattered. 43 years old, Tom Ford suit that cost more than Jerome's annual salary. Patek Philippe watch on his wrist, $180,000. He mentioned the price often. 6'2", gym-sculpted body, teeth unnaturally white, hair perfectly styled, every detail calculated to project power. He walked through the lobby surrounded by his inner circle. 3 junior partners, 2 assistants, all white, all young, all desperate to please him. Devon's voice carried. He wanted it to. The algorithm crushed it again today, up 6% while the market stayed flat. That's the difference between human emotion and pure data. His group nodded. One laughed too loud at nothing funny. They passed a black server carrying champagne flutes on a silver tray. Devon stopped, reached out and steadied the tray with one finger. Careful there. These are Baccarat crystal, $200 per glass. He smiled. That's what? A week's pay for you? The server's face stayed neutral, professional. Yes, sir. I'll be careful. I know you will. Devon patted his shoulder, kept his hand there too long. Can't have you people breaking things. Where would we be then? His group laughed. The server walked away, shoulders tight. Devon loved this, the power, the ability to make someone uncomfortable and call it friendliness, the way people had to smile while he insulted them. They entered the main conference room, 50 chairs arranged in rows, a stage at the front, massive screen behind it showing the Elite Edge logo. Devon's face projected in black and white. Very dramatic. Very expensive branding. Investors mingled. Old money, new money, hedge fund managers, tech billionaires, real estate moguls. Everyone wanted access to Elite Edge, the AI that supposedly never lost. Devon worked the room. Handshakes, backslaps. He called people by their first names whether he knew them or not. Power move. Make them feel small by acting overly familiar. An older investor approached. Robert McMillan, 70 years old, managed $4 billion in pension funds. Careful man, conservative. He had seen every market cycle since 1970. Devon, impressive turnout. Robert, good to see you. Devon gripped his hand too hard. You're going to love what I show you tonight. Elite Edge is going to change your entire portfolio strategy. I'm interested, but I have questions about risk management. Risk management? Devon laughed. Robert, risk is for people who don't understand probability. My system doesn't guess. It knows. Robert's expression stayed neutral. The 2008 analysts who warned everyone. Did they not know? Devon's smile tightened, just slightly. Those weren't analysts. Those were cowards. Anyone can predict doom. Winners see opportunity in chaos. He moved on before Robert could respond. Near the bar, Devon spotted a young woman, mid-20s, Southeast Asian, conservative dress. She held a tablet, press credentials around her neck. You're pressed? Devon approached fast, invaded her space. Yes, Sarah Carter. I write for... Let me guess. Some blog? He smiled. That's fine. Exposure is exposure. But let me give you the real story. Elite Edge represents the future. Human traders are done. They feel too much. They hesitate. My AI just wins. Sarah's eyes narrowed. And the failure rate? Failure rate? Devon laughed. You're thinking about this wrong. There is no failure. Only learning. Only optimization. But if the algorithm is wrong, it's not wrong. His voice got hard. Fast. That's the point. Data doesn't lie. People lie. Data tells the truth. He walked away, dismissed her. She was nobody. Devon grabbed champagne from a passing tray, did not thank the server. People like that did not need thanks. They needed jobs. He provided jobs. That was enough. He checked his phone, scrolled through his trading positions. Everything is green. Always green. He was brilliant. The market proved it every day. An alert popped up. His short position on Novartis Pharmaceuticals. Down 40% last quarter. Failed drug trial. Stock in freefall. Devin had shorted 50,000 shares. When it hit zero, he would make millions. Easy money. Obvious trade. His algorithm flagged it. No human analyst could see patterns like Elite Edge. Another position. 3 regional banks. Small, stable, steady dividends. His AI said buy, so he bought something heavy. 2 million shares across the 3. His risk team sent a memo last week. Something about commercial real estate exposure. Devin deleted it. Risk teams are always worried. That was their job. His job was winning. He drained the champagne, grabbed another glass. This was his night. His moment. Everyone here wanted what he had. Access. Intelligence. The edge. Devin looked around the room. All these wealthy people. All these success stories. This was his tribe. His level. The top. Then he saw movement near the door. A janitor entering with a cart. Navy uniform. Dark skin. Older guy. Devin's eyes lit up. He had an idea. A fun idea. These people needed entertainment, and he needed to remind everyone who belonged here and who did not. He started walking toward the janitor. His group followed. Phones are already out. This was going to be good. Jerome pushed his cart into the conference room. He needed to empty the trash before the presentation started. Quick, quiet, invisible. But Devin saw him. Hold on. Everyone, hold on. Devin's voice cut through the conversations. I want to try something. A little social experiment. The room quieted. 50 faces turned. Devin walked toward Jerome. His group followed. Phones came out. You work here, right? What's your name? Jerome kept his eyes down. Jerome, sir. Jerome, how long have you worked in this building? 15 years, sir. Devin turned to his audience, smiled wide. 15 years. This man has been in this building, around our meetings, our terminals, our conversations for 15 years. Some people looked uncomfortable. Most stayed curious. This was entertainment. Devin stepped closer to Jerome, close enough to violate his space. Jerome, you empty our trash. You see our screens. You hear us talk. So I have a genuine question. Do you have any idea what we actually do here? Jerome's hands gripped the cart handle. You manage investments, sir. He knows. Devin clapped once, loud. But here's what I really want to know. In 15 years of proximity to all this money, have you learned anything? Do you understand the market? Jerome said nothing. Come on, be honest. Do you understand stocks, bonds, options, or do you just understand mops? A few people laughed. Nervous laughter, but laughter. I'm serious, Jerome. You're here every night. You're around all this wealth, all this intelligence. Has any of it rubbed off, or does it just go right over your head? Jerome's jaw tightened. He kept staring at the floor. Devin pulled out his phone, opened his trading app, held it up so everyone could see. Tell you what, I'm feeling generous. Give me a stock tip, any stock, and I'll invest $100 right now, real money, in front of everyone. The room went completely silent. If you're right in 1 month, I'll give you $1,000. Cash? That's what, 3 weeks' pay? Devin grinned. But if you're wrong, well, at least we'll have a good story. A younger investor spoke up. Devin, man, come on. Devin ignored him. What do you say, Jerome? Want to play? Or are you afraid you'll embarrass yourself? Jerome's face burned. Sweat formed on his forehead. 50 people were watching. All of them white. All of them are wealthy. All of them are waiting. Sir, I should just finish my work. Your work? Devin's voice got louder. Your work is cleaning up after us. That's your work. But I'm offering you a chance here. A real chance. Show these people you're more than just what you look like. The room shifted. Some people looked away. Others leaned in. Devin kept going. One stock tip. That's all. Unless you can't. Unless you don't actually know anything. Unless you've spent 15 years around brilliance and learned nothing. He turned to the crowd. See? This is what I'm talking about. Proximity to success doesn't make you successful. Being around smart people doesn't make you smart. You either have it or you don't. Devin looked back at Jerome. And some people clean, some people build. No shame in knowing which one you are. Jerome's hands shook. His breathing came faster. He had two choices. Walk away and confirm everything Devin believed, or speak up and risk everything. Speak up and expose himself. Speak up and face the people who destroyed him. Devin waved his phone again. One stock. Any stock. Or admit you're in over your head. Admit this world isn't for people like you. People like you. The words hung in the air. Everyone heard what Devin meant. Everyone knew. Marcus, another janitor, stood frozen across the room. His eyes met Jerome's. A slight shake of his head. Don't do it. Walk away. But Jerome thought about Amara. Her inhaler running out. Denise working herself to death. 15 years of silence. 15 years of watching these people waste fortunes while claiming genius. He thought about his daughter Kiara. Haven't spoken in 8 years. She probably thought he gave up. Quit. Failed. He thought about the memo he wrote in 2007. The one nobody read. The truth nobody wanted. Devin smirked. That's what I thought. Some people think. Some people just... I'll do it. Jerome's voice came quiet, but everyone heard. Devin's eyebrows raised. What? Jerome looked up, met Devin's eyes for the first time. I'll give you advice. Free. No $100. No bet. Devin laughed. Oh, this is going to be good. All right, Jerome. Enlighten us. What stock should I buy? No stock. What? Jerome's voice got steadier. 15 years of suppressed knowledge pushing up through his chest. You asked for advice. Here it is. Close your short position on Novartis Pharmaceuticals. Today. Before the market opened tomorrow. The room went dead silent. Devin's smile froze. Novartis? That company is dying. My algorithm... Your algorithm doesn't know what I know. Every phone in the room was recording now. Every eye on Jerome, the janitor who just challenged a billionaire. Devin's face flushed red, half angry, half confused. And what exactly do you know? Jerome set down his trash bag, removed his latex gloves, slowly, deliberately. Would you like me to explain, or would you rather keep thinking I'm too stupid to understand your world? Jerome stood there, gloves in his hand. 50 people were staring. Devin waited, still smirking. Well, are you going to explain, or was that just talk? Every part of Jerome's brain screamed at him to stop, walk away, go back to invisible. If he lost this job, he had nothing, no backup plan, just poverty waiting. But he thought about something his mother used to say, dead 12 years now. Baby, dignity isn't something they give you. It's something you carry, and nobody can take what you refuse to give. He thought about his daughter Kiara, 22 now, living in San Francisco. They had not spoken in 8 years. She probably thought her father was nothing, a failure who gave up. Maybe tonight she would see something different. He thought about the memo, January 2007, 40 pages of truth. Nobody listened. They buried it, buried him. But he was right, completely right. For 15 years he cleaned their floors, emptied their trash, listened to their arrogance, watched them make the same mistakes over and over, and he stayed silent, because that was survival. But standing here now, Devon's smirk burning into him, Jerome realized something simple. He was already invisible, already at the bottom, already dismissed. What exactly did he have to lose? Devon's voice broke his thoughts. Look, if you don't actually know anything, just say so. Nobody expects... Stop talking. Jerome's voice came calm, steady, the voice he used to use in boardrooms. Devon's mouth closed. Surprise flashed across his face. Jerome looked around the room, at Robert McMillan, at Sarah Carter, at the 50 wealthy faces watching this spectacle. You want advice? Jerome's hands stopped shaking. Real advice? Devon recovered, tried to reclaim control. That's what I asked for. Then listen. Actually listen. Because what I'm about to tell you could save you millions. Or you can keep laughing, keep recording, and in 8 hours, you'll understand exactly how much you don't know. Jerome stepped forward, away from his cart, away from his trash bag, away from the costume of invisibility he had worn for 15 years. Novartis Pharmaceuticals. You're shorting it. 50,000 shares. You think it's dying. Devon's smirk faded completely. How do you... I know because I read your trash. Every night for 15 years. Every document you've thrown away. Every memo your team writes. Every warning your risk analysts send that you ignore. The room exploded in whispers. Jerome kept talking. His voice is stronger now. And right now you're about to lose everything. Devon laughed. Tried to, anyway. It came out wrong. You read trash. Congratulations. That doesn't make you... Your algorithm flagged Novartis because they failed their Phase 3 trial last quarter. Stock dropped 40%. You saw blood in the water. Shorted 50,000 shares. Textbook trade, right? Devon's face went tight. That's basic analysis. Anyone could... Except you didn't read the full trial data. Jerome's voice cut clean. You read the headline. Bloomberg summary. 2 paragraphs. Your AI scraped it and made a decision. The room went silent. Completely silent. Jerome continued. 3 weeks ago, I found a printout in your trash. 40 pages. The actual trial results. Your analyst printed it. You never read past page 1. Sarah Carter pulled out her phone, started taking notes. Page 31 had the real story. The trial missed the primary endpoint by 6%, but it crushed every secondary endpoint. 92% efficacy in patients with a specific genetic marker, CDK12. A woman near the front whispered something. Robert McMillan leaned forward. Jerome kept going. His voice is steady now. 15 years of analysis pouring out. 2 weeks ago, a different printout. Same trash bin. FDA approval notice. Companion diagnostic test for CDK12 marker. Launches in 6 weeks. Devon tried to interrupt. That doesn't... It means everything. Jerome's eyes stayed locked on him. Novartis didn't fail. They found a targeted therapy. Once that diagnostic hits the market, doctors can identify which patients respond. 92% success rate. That's blockbuster territory. The whispers grew louder. People pulling out phones, searching, checking. Sarah Carter looked up from her tablet. He's right. FDA approved the CDK12 diagnostic 2 weeks ago. I covered it. Devon's face went red. So what? That's one piece of data. My algorithm... Your algorithm doesn't know what I found on Monday. Everyone stopped. Waited. Jerome took a breath. This was it. The information that would destroy Devon's position. Monday night, I cleaned the executive conference room. Found handwritten notes from a consultant meeting. Novartis is in acquisition talks. Genentech. Very quiet. Very serious. Robert McMillan stood up. Genentech is looking at Novaris? According to the notes I found, yes. Exploratory phase, but real interest. Devon's voice cracked. You're lying. You're making this up. Am I? Jerome pulled his phone from his pocket. Old Android. Cracked screen. I take photos. Every document. Every night. 15 years of photos. He held up the phone, showed a picture of handwritten notes. Blurry, but readable. The room erupted. Devon lunged forward. That's theft. That's corporate espionage. That's garbage. Jerome's voice stayed calm. You threw it away. It's not theft to read what you discard. A younger man in the back laughed, quickly covered his mouth. Jerome wasn't done. But here's the real problem. Your short position isn't even the worst mistake you're making. Devon froze. Yesterday I found something else. Your trading summary from last week. You're not just short Novaris. You're long 3 regional banks. Heavy positions. 2 million shares total. Devon's face went from red to white. How could you possibly? Because your junior partner Eric prints everything and throws everything away. Jerome looked around the room, found Eric standing near the wall. Young Asian man, eyes wide. Eric said nothing, just stared. Jerome continued. Those 3 banks, Midwest Regional, Commerce Trust, First Community. Your AI flagged them as stable, good dividends, low risk, so you bought a big. They are stable, Devon snapped. Unlike you, my system analyzes real data, not trash. Your system missed something. Jerome's voice dropped. Quiet. Dangerous. Last night, I found a memo from your risk assessment team, written 6 weeks ago, marked urgent. The room held its breath. All 3 banks have massive commercial real estate exposure. Office buildings, retail spaces, strip malls. CRE default rates are spiking. Work from home killed office demand. Online shopping killed retail. Those loans are going bad, Sarah Carter typed frantically. The CRE crisis? Oh my God. Your risk team recommended you exit those positions 2 months ago. You ignored them. You trusted your algorithm instead. Devon's hands shook. That's not... You can't... I can show you the memo. Jerome held up his phone again. I photographed it. Like I photograph everything you people throw away thinking nobody's watching. Robert McMillan walked toward the stage. Devon, is this true? Did your risk team warn you? Devon said nothing. His mouth opened, closed. Nothing came out. Eric spoke up from the back, voice quiet but clear. Yes, sir. I wrote that memo. Mr. Whitmore told me to bury it. Said the algorithm knew better. The room exploded. People are shouting, questions flying, phones everywhere. Devon spun toward Eric. You're fired. Right now. You're... Fire me. Eric's voice got stronger. Everyone here just heard the truth. Jerome waited for the noise to die down. Then he spoke again. Calm, measured. You wanted stock tips. Here they are, for everyone in this room. He looked around, made eye contact with different faces. Close any short positions on Novaris, today, before the market opened tomorrow. Because when that Genentech news breaks, that stock will jump 50% in an hour. People were taking notes, recording, hanging on every word. Exit those regional banks tomorrow, first thing. Because when their CRE exposure gets reported, they'll drop 30% in a day. Devon found his voice. Desperate now. This is insane. You're a janitor. You clean toilets. Why would anyone listen to... Because I'm right. Jerome's voice cut through. Sharp. Final. I was right in 2007 when I predicted the housing crash. I was right for 15 years while watching you people make the same mistakes over and over. And I'm right now. Sarah Carter looked up from her phone. Wait, 2007? Jerome Williams, Goldman Sachs. Her eyes went wide. You wrote the memo, the one about mortgage-backed securities. You predicted the crash. The room went silent again. Different silence this time. Recognition. Realization. Robert McMillan stared at Jerome. You're that Williams? The analyst they forced out? Jerome nodded once. You were managing pension funds, union money. You tried to warn everyone. Yes, sir. I did. And they destroyed your career for it. Yes, sir. They did. Robert's voice got hard. And you ended up here, cleaning floors. Yes, sir. The room shifted. The dynamic changed. These people understood Wall Street. They understood what happened to whistleblowers. They understood exactly how Jerome ended up holding a trash bag. Devin tried one more time, voice shrill now. Okay, fine. He predicted something once. He got lucky. That doesn't mean lucky. Jerome's voice stayed quiet, but everyone heard the steel underneath. You think I got lucky? He stepped closer to Devin, close enough to make him uncomfortable. You spend all night explaining that markets reward intelligence and punish weakness. You're right about that. Markets do reward intelligence. He paused, let the words hang. But you mistook your inheritance for intelligence. You mistook your access for wisdom. You thought proximity to power made you powerful. Devin backed up a step. I've been watching this industry from the bottom for 15 years. From down here, it's easy to see who's actually smart and who just got born in the right zip code. A few people gasped. Others nodded. Jerome kept going. Your algorithm? It's trained on historical data. It looks backward. It can't see what's hidden in plain sight. It can't read the context. It can't understand that the most valuable information in this building gets thrown away every single night. He held up his phone one more time. I've been reading your secrets for 15 years. Every deal, every memo, every warning your own people try to give you that you ignore. Jerome looked around the room. And here's what I learned. The people at the top stop listening. They think they know everything. They think the people serving them are invisible. Stupid. Irrelevant. His eyes found Devin again. But we see everything. We hear everything. And sometimes we understand it better than you do. The room erupted in applause. Not everyone, but enough. Robert McMillan clapped. Sarah Carter clapped. Even some of Devin's own investors clapped. Devin stood there, face white, hands shaking, completely destroyed. Jerome picked up his trash bag, started to put his gloves back on. One more thing. His voice was quiet again. Everyone leaned in to hear. Your elite edge algorithm, the one you're selling tonight, the 40% returns you're promising. Devin's eyes went wide. Don't you dare! I found the real performance data last night in your office trash. 23% returns last year, not 40. You're lying to these people. Complete chaos. Shouting. People standing. Devin's face collapsed, and Jerome walked back to his cart, picked up the handles, started pushing it toward the door. Behind him, Devin's world fell apart. Investors are demanding answers. Eric confirmed the numbers. Sarah Carter is already writing the story. But Jerome kept walking. He had $800 to earn, Amara's medication to buy, a job to finish. He had told the truth. Finally, after 15 years. That was enough. Robert McMillan moved fast, caught Jerome before he reached the door. Mr. Williams, wait. Jerome stopped, turned. The older man stood there, gray hair, expensive suit, but his eyes showed respect. You managed pension funds at Goldman before they forced you out. Yes, sir. And everything you just said about Novaris, the banks, the CRE exposure. You're certain? Yes, sir, I'm certain. Robert pulled out his phone, dialed, waited. Charlie, it's McMillan. I need you to do something right now. Exit our entire position in Midwest Regional. Yes, all of it. Before the market open. I don't care about the loss. Just do it. He hung up, looked at Jerome. What's your number? Sir? Your phone number. I want to hire you. Independent risk analyst. $150,000 a year. Full benefits. Start Monday. Jerome just stared. Could not process the words. Behind them, Devon's voice cut through. Desperate. Angry. You can't be serious. He's a janitor. He reads garbage. You're going to trust— Shut up, Devon. Robert did not even look at him. That janitor just saved me $40 million. What have you done for me? Sarah Carter pushed through the crowd. Jerome. Mr. Williams, I'm writing this story tonight. Can I interview you? Another investor approached, woman in her 50s. I run a biotech fund. We need analysts who understand data the way you do. 200,000 plus equity. More people surrounded Jerome. Business cards appeared. Offers, questions, respect. Across the room, Devon stood alone. His inner circle had evaporated. His junior partners avoided eye contact. Even his assistants backed away. Eric walked up to Devon, voice steady. I quit. Effective immediately. Devon grabbed his arm. You can't quit. I'm what? Fired? You already said that. Eric pulled free. I wrote that risk memo because it was true. You buried it because your ego couldn't handle being wrong. I'm done. He turned and walked toward Jerome. Mr. Williams, thank you. My mother cleaned offices for 25 years while putting me through school. What you did tonight, what you said, thank you. Jerome nodded. Could not speak. His throat is tight. Devon tried again, voice shrill now. Everyone stop. Just stop. He got lucky. One prediction. That doesn't mean— Devon. Robert McMillan's voice cut like glass. I'm pulling my fund from Elite Edge. All of it. $400 million. Devon's face went white. Robert, wait. We can discuss. There's nothing to discuss. You lied about your returns. You ignored your own risk team. You shorted a company about to get acquired. And worst of all, you publicly humiliated a man who knows more about markets than you ever will. He walked toward the exit, stopped next to Jerome. Monday morning, 9 a.m. My office. We'll discuss your role. Sarah Carter finished typing, looked up at Devon. Mr. Whitmore, any comment for my article? Devon's mouth moved. No sound came out. I'll take that as no comment. She turned back to Jerome. Mr. Williams, one question. Why now? Why tonight? You could have stayed silent. Jerome thought about it. About Amara. About Denise. About 15 years of invisibility. Because I'm tired of watching arrogant people mistake their luck for intelligence. I'm tired of watching them destroy good people and call it business. And mostly, I'm tired of being invisible. He looked directly at Devon. You wanted to prove I didn't belong in your world. You were right. I don't belong in a world where cruelty passes for confidence, where inheritance passes for intelligence, where people who serve get treated like they're nothing. His voice got quieter, but everyone heard. You tried to humiliate me with your money and your power, but here's what you never understood. You can't humiliate someone who knows their worth. You can only expose your own emptiness. The room stayed silent for 3 full seconds. Then, applause. Real applause. Not polite. Not performative. Genuine. Devon turned and walked toward the exit. Alone. Destroyed. The billionaire who mocked a janitor and lost everything. Jerome stood there surrounded by people who finally saw him. Really saw him. After 15 years of darkness, he was visible again, and it felt like breathing after drowning. Jerome finished his shift. 4 a.m. He emptied every trash bin, cleaned every bathroom, vacuumed every floor. Marcus found him on the 43rd floor, the other janitor, eyes red. Man, Jerome, I had no idea. 15 years working next to you and I never knew. Nobody knew. You just became a legend. You know that, right? Jerome smiled, tired. I just told the truth. The video's everywhere. 400,000 views already. Twitter's on fire. They're calling it the greatest takedown ever filmed. Jerome pulled out his phone. Cracked screen. 17 missed calls. Texts from numbers he did not recognize. Emails flooding in. One voicemail stood out. Unfamiliar number. California area code. He played it. Dad? It's Kiara. I saw the video. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Can we talk? Please? His hands shook. 8 years of silence. 8 years of his daughter thinking he was nothing. He saved the message. Would call her tomorrow. By the time Jerome left the building at 4:30 a.m., the sun was starting to rise. He walked to the subway, took the 6 train home. The morning commuters ignored him, same as always. Just another black man in a work uniform. But Jerome felt different, lighter. Like 15 years of weight had lifted. He got home at 6. Denise was awake, making breakfast for the kids before her shift. She looked at him, knew something happened. Jerome? He told her everything, Denise cried. Held him. Baby brother, you never told me. All this time, why didn't you tell me? I was ashamed. Of what? Of falling. Of losing everything. You didn't lose everything. She grabbed his face, made him look at her. You lost a job. You kept your integrity. That's not nothing. Amara came into the kitchen, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Uncle Jerome, are you famous? He laughed, picked her up. Why would you say that? Mama's phone keeps buzzing, and there's a man on TV talking about you. Denise grabbed her phone, turned on the news, financial channel, morning show. The anchor was discussing the video. Viral sensation overnight. A janitor at a major hedge fund exposes critical flaws in billionaire Devin Whitmore's trading strategy. Market analysts are calling it the most dramatic public correction in recent memory. The screen showed a photo. Jerome's face, from the video. Eyes clear, voice strong. The anchor continued. We've confirmed the janitor's identity. Jerome Williams, former senior analyst at Goldman Sachs who famously predicted the 2008 financial crisis. Now, sources say multiple firms are competing to hire him. Denise stared at the TV, then at Jerome. They're talking about you on the news. Apparently. His phone rang. Robert McMillan. Mr. Williams, have you seen the market? No, sir. I just got home. Novaris opened up 34%. Genentech confirmed acquisition talks an hour ago. Stock's at 67% gains now. Jerome's breath caught. And those 3 banks? Midwest Regional just halted trading, disclosed major CRE losses, down 18% before the halt. Jesus. You were right, about everything. Devin's fund is down 18% in one day. Investors are pulling money. He's facing an SEC investigation for false performance reporting. Jerome said nothing, just listened. Monday, 9 a.m., my office. We'll discuss terms. But Jerome? Thank you. You just saved my fund $40 million. Maybe more. They hung up. Denise looked at him. What just happened? I think I have a job. A real job. The next 3 days blurred together. Interview requests, job offers, legal documents. Wall Street Journal wanted to profile him. NPR wanted him on their show. His LinkedIn got 10,000 connection requests in 24 hours. A documentary filmmaker called, wanted to tell his story. His ex-wife called, awkward, apologetic. Jerome, I saw the news. I was wrong about everything. He kept it short, polite, but moved on quickly. Kiara called back. They talked for 2 hours. She cried. He cried. 8 years of hurt did not disappear. But they started healing. On Friday, Robert McMillan made it official. Chief Risk Analyst. $175,000 a year. Full benefits. Stock options. Start in 2 weeks. A foundation started a fundraiser. Help Jerome rebuild. Goal of $50,000. It hit $187,000 in 18 hours. Amara's medication. Paid for. For years. Denise's rent. Covered. Jerome's blood pressure pills. No longer a worry. But the real change was deeper. Spiritual. Jerome realized something sitting in Denise's kitchen that Sunday morning. He had been waiting for permission. Permission to be himself. Permission to use his mind. Permission to matter. But he never needed permission. He only needed courage. The janitor uniform did not define him. The bottom rung did not define him. Other people's blindness did not define him. He had always been brilliant, always been valuable, always been worthy. The world just finally caught up. Monday morning, Jerome put on a suit for the first time in 15 years, took the subway downtown, walked into McMillan and Associates, corner office waiting, Bloomberg Terminal, team of analysts eager to learn from him. Amara's medication would never run out again. Denise could cut back her hours. Kiara wanted to visit next month. Devin Whitmore's fund closed 2 weeks later. SEC fined him $4 million. His billionaire status survived, but his reputation did not. Jerome never responded to Devin's LinkedIn apology. Some people did not deserve his energy. Instead, he started teaching. One evening a month, Bronx Community College, free class. Reading markets, what they don't teach in business school. 20 students the first night. Janitors, security guards, home health aides, people working jobs that did not reflect their minds. Jerome looked at them and saw himself, invisible, brilliant, waiting. You are not your uniform, he told them. You are not your title. You are what you know, what you value, and how you treat people when nobody's watching. He taught them to read financial statements, understand market patterns, see what others missed. Some would change careers. Some would just understand their world better. All of them would know they mattered, because Jerome Williams had learned the most important lesson. Intelligence does not need permission. It just needs opportunity. And sometimes you have to create that opportunity yourself. Jerome Williams' story is not really about stocks. It is not about algorithms or hedge funds or billionaires getting what they deserve. It is about this. How many brilliant people are we ignoring because we judge by uniform instead of mind? How many Jeromes are driving our Ubers, stocking our shelves, cleaning our offices, carrying knowledge we desperately need but refuse to see? Jerome did not become smart that night in the conference room. He had been smart for 30 years. He had been right about the biggest financial crisis in modern history. The only thing that changed? Someone finally asked. And he finally answered. Devin Whitmore made one fatal error. He thought proximity to money made him wise. He thought his algorithm was smarter than human insight. He thought the people serving him were invisible. Stupid, irrelevant. But here is the truth. The people you are not listening to might know more than you do. The person emptying your trash might see patterns you miss. The server bringing your drink might understand your industry better than you understand it yourself. We are surrounded by invisible genius. The question is whether we are humble enough to see it. So here is what I want you to think about. Who are you dismissing? Whose intelligence are you ignoring because of their job, their accent, their skin color, their zip code? Maybe it is the receptionist who sees every client before you do. Maybe it is the custodian who hears every executive conversation. Maybe it is the delivery driver who knows your neighborhood better than any algorithm. Look again. Listen harder. You might be standing next to brilliance and not even know it. And for those of you who feel invisible right now, those of you working jobs that do not match your mind, those of you carrying knowledge the world refuses to see. Jerome worked in silence for 15 years, but he never stopped learning, never stopped sharpening his skills. He stayed ready. When his moment came, he was prepared. So stay ready. Your moment is coming. By the way, Jerome still teaches that class in the Bronx. Every month. Still free. The waiting list is now 200 people long. He recorded his first album of lectures. Gets released next month. Already pre-ordered 50,000 times. Devin Whitmore? Last I heard, he is consulting for a small firm in Connecticut. Much quieter life. If this story moved you, here is what I need. Subscribe to this channel. Every week I bring you true stories about people who refuse to accept someone else's definition of their worth. Comment below. Tell me about a time you were underestimated, or a time you underestimated someone else. Let us learn together. Share this video. Send it to someone working a job that does not reflect their brilliance. Someone who needs to remember they matter. Next week, the story of a hotel housekeeper who exposed a corporate fraud scheme, and why the executives tried to deport her instead of thanking her. Real stories, real courage, real people who changed everything by refusing to stay silent. You are not what you do for money. You are what you carry inside. Your knowledge, your values, your dignity. Never forget that.